Hey everybody, it's Jason Drews here from LMN. I'm the Director of Customer Success. Going to be walking everybody through a quick product tip today. Today we continue on our customer portal series, and we're going to be focusing on how to send an invoice to the customer portal to a particular client, and then also how to manage customer payments, so how to see and track the payments that your customers might be making, whether it's through Card Connect or maybe a cash or check. So without further ado, let's jump in and we'll start taking a look. First things first, what you want to do in order to be able to send an invoice to a customer on your customer portal, of course, is going to be making sure that you have a customer set up with customer portal access. So if you've been following along with our customer portal series, you should have that, or if you've been watching the videos on Academy Online, all great stuff. You should have a customer hopefully invited to your portal. If not, I'm just in the CRM under a contact here, and under portal setup, we've got this nice send customer invite button there that you can use in order to invite one of your clients to the customer portal. So that's kind of the first setup. Just wanted to show that before we kind of jump in. I'm going to move over to Element Time now. So I've got a Element Time browser already open here. So again, before we kind of get started with going into a job or sending an invoice over to the customer portal, good to double check our settings, of course. So gear icon at the top right, you do need settings permission to be able to see that gear icon. So just as a heads up. So we can click that icon, then we're going to click on invoicing or invoice, and then payment settings. So payment settings, this is where you can set up your payment methods. If you are working with Card Connect, you actually don't have to create one called Card Connect. That'll automatically create for you the first time one of your customers pays one of your invoices in the customer portal with a credit card. So no need to create one of those. That will automatically create for you. But if you do accept checks or cash, you can feel free to add those into the payment methods here just by clicking the plus new button and simply typing in the payment method name. So if you're good with those, again, I've got cash, check, Card Connect, just a few to work with today. But you could type in the name, hit add, and that'll show up on the list here. So I'm going to show everybody here two different methods. I'm going to show you how to send an invoice to your customer portal from within the job itself. So that's a really great tool if you're on the basic subscription level, because with the basic platform, you can't invoice in bulk, so it's job by job. But if we're doing some sort of design build or landscape project, I'll show you how that works. And then I'll show a second example of how to send multiple invoices over to the customer portal in bulk for the pro users. So I'm going to go to my job list here in Element Time. So if you need to, you can click on jobs and then go to job list. I've got two jobs here ready for me to show to everyone here. So the first one is an install job. So that's going to be the job that we go through today, again, just to go over how you would do this from the basic subscription. Of course, this works the same way for Pro too, so Pro users can do it this way. Just going to left click on the name here to open up this job. Now, I've already activated the invoice for this install job, but if you need to, you just go down to invoicing, click on invoice activation, and you can see I've set it up as a progress invoicing job. So this is for install jobs. So just a quick reminder, date-based invoicing is like a monthly recurring bill, and progress invoicing is based on like milestones, or you take a deposit, like I've got here in the invoice schedule. So you can see it's a $25,000 job. We've got 25% up front, 50% on the second payment, and then a final payment with the remaining 25%. So let's say that I'm ready to create this invoice for the down payment. Work's about to start. So we need that down payment, or maybe we just want to secure that spot. And I want to send it to this client in the customer portal. So I can click invoice here. And are you sure? Yes, I am. So that creates an invoice for me for the $62.50. If I want to fill in the contract number, PO number, I can. If I want to change the date or the invoice number, I can. Accounting invoice number does automatically fill in from QuickBooks. So once you sync it to QuickBooks, that'll automatically come back and fill in. If you needed to add in a new item, so an additional line item, you absolutely can if you want to. So I won't go through all those kind of things that we might cover in an invoicing product tip seminar, and I'll focus more on just how we send this to the customer portal. So first things first, let's go to invoice actions. Always a good idea to approve the invoice. So before we can send it to the portal, we want to know that it's been reviewed and approved, right? So let's set that to approved. So we're good with this invoice. The next thing that we want to do is send it to the customer portal. So I can just hit invoice action and then publish to portal. Now I'm going to get this confirmation box here that says, hey, just a heads up, this is going to make it visible to your customer and make it eligible to be paid online. Are you sure you want to do this? If we're doing this, we're probably okay with that, but just as a warning, just in case you haven't fully reviewed that invoice, you want to be aware that they will be able to see it once you hit publish. The other option is we can send the customer an invoice notification. So do we want to send them an email saying, hey, you've got an invoice ready to be paid, yes or no? Default is yes. So if you don't want to send them an email, you could always uncheck that, or you can send them an email, totally up to you. And then we can hit publish. This one's gonna go to my own email, so I don't need the email to be sent there. I know it's coming over. So I'm gonna hit publish. And now I can see at the top here, this invoice has been approved and it's also been published to the portal. So now if I'm the client or your client, I can log into my customer portal here. And you can set up what they can see, what they can't see. Again, you might have seen this in a previous product tip. So if you want them to see photos, they can see photos. If you want them to see in and out times or just out times, you can show that type of information. Or if you don't want them to see any of this type of stuff, you can hide all that and just show them invoices. So totally up to you, and you can change it customer by customer. For this purpose, though, I'm going to show just invoicing. So this is where the client can kind of log in and see what invoices they've paid, which ones are overdue that they can pay. So again, this is like your client's view of bills that they'll need to pay. So this one, it's already been paid, so they can pull that up at any time that they want. And then in this one that's overdue, they can go check out and pay with a credit card here. Little sneak peek there that this is coming soon as well. And we can maybe talk about that later if we've got time. But so that's all they would have to do. They can pay now and process the payment. And then you would see that on your end back in Element here. So really simple, it's automatic. You can see how quick that came over to the portal from me publishing it. And then your client can instantly see that that invoice is available. So, so that was from the job itself. So again, we're still in that job. So a great way for anyone that's on the basic subscription to still be able to invoice their clients. And now, if I look under invoices, you can see I've got one that's been sent over. And as soon as that client pays, I'll see that payment appear in the payment section down below. So from here, if you still wanted to send that invoice over to QuickBooks, you certainly can. So you can send the invoice to QuickBooks, and shortly we'll have a sync for payments as well, so you can send the payments over to QuickBooks, which we'll be covering in next Monday's product tip webinar. So stay tuned for that one. For now, I'll show you how to do this in bulk. So we did for one invoice. Let's show you how to send over multiple invoices to the customer portal. And for that one, we will just go to the invoice section, and I'm going to go to my invoice list. So again, this is for pro users to be able to do this in bulk. Now, if you're looking for a particular client, particular invoice, you could always search by text or by date, set your date range, but a good option for you to remember is you can specify customer portal members only. So just like that, I kind of narrow down my search. And then from there, I've already sent over the install job, so I can click on this one. And if I had multiple invoices that I wanted to send over, I could check all of them if I wanted to. And then it's just a matter of going up to update invoice, and then again, publish to portal. So the benefit here is, if you've done your monthly invoicing, let's say for your maintenance division, you've got 100 or 200 people to invoice. You could do this for 100 people and just publish to portal all in one go. So same idea. You can click publish to portal, and then we get that same notification. Hey, do you want to send them an email as well? And then we can hit publish to send that through. So now we get a little check mark here to show us that invoice has been sent to the portal. Now, if we realize that, hey, we made a mistake and we need to not have that customer be able to see that invoice on the portal, just as a heads up, there is a hide from portal. So just to show you how that works, let's go back here on the customer side. So now you can see I've got two invoices here on the client side, and back on the contractor side, if I wanted to hide this from portal so they can't see that, that's going to automatically update it. So now when I refresh over here from the client side, it's gone away. So nice little feature in case, hey, you sent something, you jumped the gun, send it over a bit too quick. Maybe you forgot to add a line item, you forgot to add a charge, or a discount, or whatever the case may be. Quick way that you can hide that from the portal. And then if they've got a charge here that they've already paid, you're going to see the transaction number, you're going to see the payment method, how it went through, the payment date, all that kind of good stuff there. And if once the payment does go through and it gets processed, there's an option to refund or void if you need to, assuming that's from the Card Connect side. So that's how you can send invoices to the portal in bulk, really simple from your invoice list. Again, just to show everybody for a second time, invoice list, I'm sorting by portal customers only, checking off all the invoices I want to send over. If you want to update which status you're looking at as well, you can certainly do that. And then it's just clicking this update invoice button and publish that to the portal. So again, that's going to send it over to all your customers' individual customer portal. So they only see the invoices that are applicable to them, of course, and allow them to pay their bill online. Now let's see if we wanted to record a payment. Well, one, if you're using Card Connect again and accepting credit cards, those payments will automatically send over once your customer has paid. So in this payment tab here, you'll see these come in, like this one, for example, that I've got preset up to show everybody here how it works. So the payment status is pending because it just went through today. Usually funds are available for the next day. But if I click on here, it shows me who did the payment, authorization code, I've got payment number, so all you need here for tracking. And this automatically filled in Card Connect as well. So all this came automatically over from my Card Connect setup. Now, if I wanted to manually add in a payment, I could do it from this screen if I wanted to, or again, I'll show the method for those of you on Element Basic subscriptions, which would just be if I go to the job, I go to my job list. I'll click on my install job here. So this is like a manual payment method. So like, let's say if they paid cash or they paid check, we can record that manually here. So if I click on the invoice, I can go to invoice actions and add a payment. So I like to, if it's for a particular invoice, nice and easy to do it from the actual invoice. So you have all that information available to you there. And then again, this is if you're manually adding a payment, probably going to be for something like a check or cash. So you can plug in your payment number if you need to. Now, the nice thing is because I'm doing this from the invoice, again, it's linking it to that invoice. So invoice 123, 6250, that's the payment amount. If they're only paying 3,000, let's say, I can adjust that if I want to. But not much work on my part. I just hit the plus button, and because it recognizes that invoice number, automatically carries over the balance. So this is where I can save and close, or soon we'll have the ability to sync those to QuickBooks. So hoping to have that released later this week. So stay tuned for more information there. If you check out our newsletter that got sent out earlier today as well, you should see some additional information on the update to our QuickBooks Sync and exporting payments to QuickBooks. So nice and easy to create a payment. Again, just going to Invoice Actions and Add Payment. And then again, you can do this from the payment section in the invoice section as well. So if I go to Invoice and Payments, I can hit plus new here, look up which customer I'm trying to add this payment to, and add in my invoice payment. So it'll show me any invoices that I've got outstanding for this particular client. And then I can record a payment that way. Obviously, it's pretty nice and easy when the payments come over from Card Connect automatically. So if you don't have a setup with Card Connect yet, definitely recommend registering and checking that out. It just makes the sync that much easier. Looking at chat, there is a question about the ACH. So someone asking if we will accept ACH payments. Absolutely, that should be on one of the next updates that we do. So we'll be allowing for debit transactions or ACH payments. If there are any other questions, happy to answer those too. And I can just show you really quick, again, where to go to do those payments in bulk. So again, invoice list, portal customers only, and then in bulk, I'm going to check these off, these invoices I want to send to the customer portal, and then publish to portal. Nice and easy. There is another question. Someone's asking if your customers can set up automatic payments. So the answer to that one's not currently. However, again, that's actually something that we're looking to do for, I believe, update coming out fairly soon. Hoping that update will come out soon, and that will allow your customers to be able to set like a limit as to how much you can charge them per month, and that will allow them to be automatically billed, so they don't have to log in and make a payment manually. So that hopefully that's good news. Let's see. Someone else wanted to see the customer portal side really quick. So again, yeah, so this is what they can see. And again, if you only want them to see invoices, you can only show them invoices. It's totally up to you what you do and don't want to show the customer. So when your customer logs in, if you don't want them to see any job site information, you don't have to. Totally an option. Maybe it's something that you upsell to your particular clients. And you can set up different preferences for each client that you have as well. But again, yeah, they can log in, see their payment, because now I've recorded that payment as paid by check. You can see it automatically updated on their portal here to paid. So they're all paid up. That down payment, nice and easy. So I hope that helps. And the other thing I can pitch here too is we do have lots of webinars going on this week. So feel free to go to golmn.com/webinars. Some great webinars coming up this week with partners like Jeffrey Scott and Nathan Helder. So Jeffrey Scott's on the power of peer accountability, and we've got getting back to business. So a topic that I'm sure quite a people are interested in with everything that's been going on. So feel free, if you can't make it at these times at 12 o'clock, you can still register, and the recordings will get sent to you by email. So highly recommend registering even if you can't attend live. But it doesn't look like there's any other questions. So if you do have any other questions that come up, maybe if you're watching the recording on this, feel free to connect with our team either through the live chat, our phone number, or email us support@golmn.com. As always, we've got tons of resources available to you in your Element account for those on basic and pro subscriptions. The forms library has over 700 documents like H&R or HR files, safety forms, all kinds of good stuff there that are free to download. And you can join our user groups. We've got the Facebook user group here, LinkedIn user group. If you want to connect with us, or if you want to connect with peers in the industry that are also using LMN, great place to network. And of course, as I mentioned, we've got the virtual academy happening this week. Again, if you can't attend it live at 2 o'clock, feel free to register and get that recording sent to you via email. We've got one-on-one support, so if you want to book a call with your account rep, if you just want a quick answer, hop on chat or give us a call. And of course, lots of webinars, as I just showed, coming up this week for you to check out. So I hope that helped. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us on support or chat like I mentioned, or you can watch the videos on Academy Online. Thanks for tuning in, and hope it helped. Have a great rest of your Monday.